What's good, y'all? The Prince coming back to you with another video. I know it's been a while, but I just been trying to find my footing with this trading and content creation thing, and just really came to the fact that it's best to do it in bite-sized pieces with little videos like this, short, simple, sweet, to the point. Really, just want to make this video so I can basically share with y'all what the markets revealed to me, what it showed me, what it presented to me that I can do better, next time or in the next trading session. And what the markets told me today was to really just stay in my own lane, know myself, know what is in my field, and just stick to that. Because how this was revealed to me was, trying to trade NAS, had a nice, beautiful analysis. Everything was looking good, lining up. And it came to the point where the risk was a little bit too much for me. And I was so focused on, trading big NAS. I was like, well, I could really trade the mini. And by that time, it was kind of too late. The trade had left. And I've kind of found myself trying to chase it. And then once I knew that I was chasing it, I immediately got out of that trade, with a minimal loss. And yeah, that really just showed me that, don't, let your pride or ego get in the way, because trading the mini would have been a little bit, less risk than I would have liked. And the big NAS would have been too much risk, since I'm limited to two contracts on um, the mini right now. So, it is what it is, but learning that, it was great information, great lesson that was learned that I could, just move forward with, get some type of compensation for the work that I put in, the analysis that I did. And yeah, just let's go ahead and get into it and see what the trade was looking like, what it was talking about. Let's see. I'm gonna switch screens here. So yeah, right now we're looking at the mini NAS. I'm just gonna do a whole top-down analysis on how I was looking, what I was looking at. So really, starting off in the week, I was really looking for bearishness, since we've been bearish this these past 2 weeks or whatever. This liquidity up here was a fuel for that bearishness, and I wanted that to continue. And I mean, it did. It did give some bearish moves, especially in London. We'll see that later. But when I started shifting my focus, I started seeing rejections from this 4-hour imbalance here from last year, late last year. I kind of zoom into this area right here. So yeah, it was this 4-hour imbalance right there. We saw a nice rejection off of that, but ultimately within, outside of that imbalance, we just got this whole, demand zone where, you know, there was accumulation there. So I'm just gonna mark that up here. So this was a 4-hour imbalance, and then we just had this big area interest right there. I'm just gonna drag that over, and we're gonna see how price responded when we got into this area. As you can see, price for the most part respected the imbalance. I mean, we did wick below it, but on the 4-hour we stayed above it. So that's given some bullish sentiment. The bulls are coming in to combat all that bearishness we were having. But let me zoom out. So this is what we're looking at. Looking at this area of interest, we're starting to see some rejection point from there. So not sure if price is going to turn around from here, but this low is kind of low with equal to these two lows actually. So I do see that getting swept eventually. Who knows when, but I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that up as well. And then if we drop into a lower time frame, we can see it start to look a little bit better. We got the 1-hour structure here. We're making lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. And really what I was looking at, I already had this marked up. I was looking at this 15-minute order block or area of interest right here. And I was looking to continue lower from there. And when did this happen? This happened on Tuesday evening session. Usually I trade in the morning, but So that would have probably been, a trade that I was interested in if I was on the charts, if everything panned out. Um, but we failed to break this low right here to continue that bearishness. And going into today, that's where I started looking at things differently. Like, we're consolidating, we're spending a lot of time here. Like, what are we doing? I'm trying to figure out what's the move. And then once I started looking at, everything in perspective and from a different perspective, that we respected that 4 hour imbalance. We're in this area of interest for the man. And on top of that, structure kind of broke this minor swing high right here. So this was kind of like a change of character. Price might want to go higher. So once I started entertaining that thought, I just started seeing more alignment with the bullish scenario, and we did get that. And after going deeper, I looked into this 15-minute order block right here, and I was just waiting to see how price was going to respond. Um, in this area, which it did beautifully, and I'm always looking for fuel. Like I said, liquidity is the fuel, and it's what's going to help get that price up to corresponding targets, and we have those as well on the lower time frame. So this is all liquidity. All this is basically consolidation to me for building up liquidity, building up opinions, getting the bears in there so they can get more fuel to push the market up. But what the targets is what was getting me this morning. I obviously saw that liquidity was getting left behind. I was just like, wow, like price didn't take that liquidity before going lower. So I do believe it was this liquidity right here. And then we also had some a little bit below that. Dang, hold on. Okay, yeah, we had some more liquidity a little bit below that, I believe, right here. It's gonna look way cleaner on the 1 minute time frame, but yeah, these would have been my first targets. This liquidity was looking suspect to me too, but it took it and then went lower. So um that could also be a target there as well. But these two really stood out to me for targets. So yeah, so we got everything going for us on the higher time frame. Um, we respected this 4 hour imbalance right there. We're in a higher time frame area of interest. Let me see what it looked like on the daily, actually. So yeah, that's what it looked like on the daily. Let me see the weekly real quick. Okay, yeah, that little order block right there. But yeah, we got that higher time frame area of interest, and then we got the break to the upside, opposing that bearishness, and then we got this another area of interest with the liquidity, the sponsorship to go higher. So once you have that all in play, we see that confluence aligning. We drop down to the 1 minute, and that's where things start to look juicy. We got this more liquidity building up. This is all looking like liquidity ready to be taken. We got these equal lows right here as well, which is just adding fuel to the fire. And we also have this bearish trend right here. We're making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower high. And then finally we have this lower high, and then we fail to make a lower low, and then we break that previous lower high. And that right there gave me confirmation, the conviction needed that this is something I'm willing to put some money, to put some risk in. We got the bullish sentiment. Look like that boat is turning around. It took a little bit of time, but it's coming. And after that break, that's where it was fair game for me. So I would have got in somewhere like um, yeah, since we're experiencing that much bearishness, I would have need the body close to confirm that break. So I probably wouldn't have gotten into this candle right here at 11:57 Eastern Standard Time. My stop would have been below this low right here. First thing definitely would have been targeting a 1 to 2. That would have been that right there. But yeah, these equal highs would have been the first thing I would have been really looking for, and that would have been like a 1 to 3.5. And then if we look even higher to those previous equal highs up there, that would have been a 1 to 5. So Yeah, man. While I was in it, I was looking at Big Nas, and I was just like, that's too much for me. So I did good at being disciplined as far as the risk. But when I started thinking like, I was trying to get creative. I started thinking about the micro, and then by that time, I was chasing it. I think I had got an entry in around here, but we already passed the cutoff or whatever, so it's not going to show it. But um, yeah, minimum loss. Once I got in it didn't feel right, so I just got out, and I counted at that and just let that thing ride. And I was like, man, it's cool. Find another setup. So yeah, I just really wanted to do this video so y'all could get some insight, hold myself accountable, make sure I'm showing up for myself. Hope y'all found something valuable from it. And yeah, definitely gonna have more videos out like this soon. So yeah, stay tuned. Appreciate y'all.